Hey everyone, this is Kat and Joe, I think, from the Atonality Collective. So I think the person who's properly fronting is Kat right now, so I'm going to introduce myself. I am the host of the system, and we thought we'd do something a little bit fun today. We had got another video planned, recorded it, but then decided that it was a little bit too emotional to put on YouTube. Basically, we didn't feel comfortable, so we may or may not do that, but we'll see. So instead, we're going to use some prompts from Dissociated December, which was put together by Honey Bear System on Instagram, who we read these and we thought that they were really cool. So and we had a lot of catching up to do, so we thought we'd do it in video form, basically. We asked the Honey Bear System if it was okay that we put this into a YouTube video, and they very kindly agreed. So thank you to them for letting us use your prompts, because they're really cool. So the first one is, what system role has the most alters? I think it's a tie between protectors and persecutors. Yeah. Does the host identify with the body? Not particularly. If the body has bright hair, which is actually going to be re-dyed into brighter purple soon, then I identify with the body a bit more. But no, I don't particularly identify with the body. Never have. Yeah, on the inside, I have really bright hair. I'm still pretty small. I'm a bit of a short ass over here, so yeah. And I'm very androgynous. I identify as non-binary, so we do kind of dress like that because it's the best way of keeping everything neutral, and then alters can add things on to feel more like themselves later on. So that was a very long answer for no. Do any persecutors have a soft spot for anyone? Ash, I know, used to protect Sophie and Hannah, but now they've fused into someone else. Well, kind of, they've come together as one, basically, which is an interesting combination. I don't know if he still protects them, if he still has a soft spot for them. I assume so, because yeah. That's all I can think of. I think I know Ash used to protect Sophie, sometimes in a very aggressive way, but yeah. Are any alters still unaware or in denial about the system? I don't know. I'm still finding out about alters pretty rapidly, to be fair. Yeah, some changes have happened recently in the system, including me finding out about new people. So, shush. So, where the hell was I in my thought process now? Oh, alters. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know all of the alters. So, I have no idea the answer to that. I guess in some ways I still am in at times, because I have that thing where you worry that it's not real. I'm getting better with that one, but yeah, I sometimes have a kind of crisis where I'm like, oh my god, what if this is not a thing, and what if I'm making it up, even though I know I'm not making it up. I know I've had this a very long time. I just didn't have a name for it, and I pushed it down. So I guess in some ways I am occasionally in denial. Do you mind switching in public, or do you find a private spot to switch? I would rather switch privately. Switching is a very personal thing. Sometimes there's no control over that. If it's rapid switching, it might just happen. And that has happened on occasion when I haven't been able to go somewhere to switch out. But if I have the option, I'd rather switch privately. Some alters don't mind switching in public, but personally, I prefer to be in private. How many times a day do you switch on a guess? Many, I don't know. Anything between 3 times, I guess, to... oh god, there's no number. Sometimes it feels like a switch all day, so yeah, that's a fun time. What seems to be a favourite type of music among the system? We all have playlists on Spotify. I guess we all like heavier music in some ways. We all like rock. Even the Littles, they have an awesome taste in music, to be perfectly honest. So I guess rock. The other one is, if we're feeling disorientated or we need to get stuff done, lo-fi or classical music is what we tend to go for. I trained as a classical musician, so it depends for me. If I'm in the right mindset, I'll listen to classical music. Sometimes I find myself analysing it instead of actually doing what I want to do. So I go for lo-fi. Do different altars main different Among Us characters if you play? I do not know what Among Us is. I've heard of it, I just don't know what it is. So, not at the moment, but Joe might at some point, I guess. He's really into video games. So, I'm sure he would. Might look into that. Do any altars have their own items in the outer world? Everybody has their own kind of, I don't know what you call it. It's not a bandana. Is it called a buff, where it's like a bit of fabric that goes all the way around, so it's not even a scarf, but you can put it over as a mask. So we all have a different one of them. We all have our own rings that we use. You see mine is blue, well, kind of turquoisey blue. So there's, some of the littles have their own toys, or like comforters. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we have specifically for one altar. I think that's it. Yeah. Does your system have any unusual or unique... Oh, whoops. I've skipped one. Does the host or body have any friends that other altars don't like? Yeah. Not going into it though. Does your system have any unusual or unique roles? Yeah, there are certain... It depends on what you mean by roles. I'm going to take it as roles in the outer world. So, Holly and myself are the musical ones. So, when I was doing my degree and also my BTEC in music, Holly was out a lot. So, she did a lot of the learning there. There are some altars that don't know anything about music, so when I go to work, the altars that are around are Holly, in case something musical is needed and I can't answer it, or for whatever reason. Dan is there for the social aspect. He's really good at teaching, so yeah, Dan kind of influences sometimes. And Joe is really great at doing the online content. Do you have any fragments, and what are they for? I don't know. I thought Hannah was a fragment at one point, but it appears she's not. Or she was and she... No, she holds trauma, so she can't be a fragment, surely. I don't know much about fragments. From what I've heard from other people, they're very 2D. I don't know if they are able to hold trauma or not. That's something to research. Do you split easily? Oh my god, yes. I found out about this system in April and started off with, I think it was 3 main ones. Then I was suddenly aware of 13 within the space of 2 weeks. And now I have 16 that I'm aware of, and I know there's a hell of a lot more because they've told me so. And I've noticed that the system changes quite dramatically from little things going on in the outside world. So, yeah, I would say so. How does clothing or makeup work in the morning in the system? Okay, so we try to dress neutrally in the mornings. We have certain, almost like uniforms that we have. So we have dungarees and a sweater. We have jeans, t-shirts, yoga pants and t-shirt and hoodies. I think what else? We have suits for work. Sometimes for work we'll wear a long top and yoga pants, or jeans and a blazer, long cardigan. Everything's very neutral in terms of clothing, because otherwise we will just stand there going, what are we going to do? Makeup. Holly likes really bright makeup. Serena likes really dark, smoky makeup. Sally's very 1940s makeup. Sometimes 1960s, like the kitten flick thing. It seems to be more of an eyeliner, eye makeup thing. I know that Serena and Sally also like their lipstick. So we have a little bag that we have with us at all times, which has like the basic makeup. So it has black eyeliner with both pencil and liquid. We have some very neutral lipstick. We have waterproof mascara, and we have an eyeshadow of some description. Other than that, we don't wear much. If we know that someone's planning on being out predominantly that day, they might like put a full face of makeup on. I know Serena, even if she's not out for a long time, she will put a full face of makeup on, because that's how she feels more comfortable. We've had a couple of arguments on the way to work where Holly's not a morning person and she's like in charge of the makeup, because at work she's more likely to be the one that comes out. So we have a bit of a deal where we'll wear minimal makeup that makes her comfortable and everybody else comfortable. So we've had a couple of arguments where she hasn't got up to do the makeup, so we haven't worn any. And we have emergency eyeliner in another bag, and it's brown and it's like smoky, so it could also be eyeshadow. And she was having a tantrum because it was not black. It was the wrong kind of eyeliner, and we had to just make do with that day. Because she was refusing to do anything until we had eyeliner on. It was a bit of a stressful walk to work, to be perfectly honest. So now we have like the little makeup bag so that we can very quickly do something about it to rectify anything. So that's how makeup works. And the last one is, how does your sister manage school? We're not at school anymore, but we are, well, we're a teacher, so we are, but we're not. We have a rota of who is out at work, like who's kind of in the headspace. We have bullet journals to organise us. We know what our schedule is, so we know what marking we need to do, what planning we need to do, any deadlines for like schemes of learning and things like that. So we've noticed that Ash, although he's not musical, if it comes to research, he is really, really good. Like, he's so methodical. So we get our theory class done really quickly because he loves researching, which means he's also learning about music, which helps. And because when I plan, I have to do things old school and like handwrite first. So I've always been this way. I don't take information in unless I handwrite it, and then I can type it up. Whereas the others can just go straight to computer, which has given us so much more time because we're doing essentially half the work because I'm not handwriting and colour coding all the time. Yeah, so that's been really helpful. My managers know about it. I'm open with the groups I work with because they are 16 to 18-year-olds with a couple of people over 18, so they're mature enough. I did try to hide it at first when I found out, but then I was having too much amnesia to kind of keep it hidden. And I wanted to explain to them why I would forget things. And they appreciated that. They said that they really appreciated being told, and it's actually been really good to kind of, if somebody who is seen as being all put together and totally in control of stuff is open about the fact that they have mental health, I found that students will seek me out to let me know. I've seen that all the years I've been teaching. People have always sought me out to talk to. So I think that's a good thing. Yeah, so that was the last question. That's part 1. I don't know if there's a part 2. I couldn't find it anywhere. So Honeybear System, if you do have a part 2, if you could send it to me in a DM, I will make sure we do another video for it. Yeah, so hope that was a bit of fun for you. You got to know us a bit better. It kind of made sense that I did this video because the question seemed very aimed at the host, to kind of help the host find stuff out about the system. So, yeah. I hope you have a good day or night or wherever you are, and stay safe, and we will see you next time. Bye.